Yo, what's up? So, the world is cold, I guess. Looking for a mistress now because I'm single now. Like, here's what happened. So, we started going back out, Sydney and I. We started our relationship up, yada, yada, yada. And then she cheated on me with Remi when she had my cum inside of her, which is kind of, right? And then, like, we got back together and then she's like trying to be like, like, that's in the past, that was 3 days ago, let it go. But it's like, I'm trying to let it go, and she's not giving me this grace period of like, hey, you just cheated on me, I should be allowed to be a little bit upset for like at least a week. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I'm trying so fucking hard to forgive her and stuff like that, and like she's basically getting mad at me for her cheating. And like today she was all really super bitchy about it, and all I wanted to do was ultimately lock it down. You know what I mean? I wanted to marry her, and I wanted to be with her. You know what I mean? That's it. And like just the constant ups and downs that she has, she doesn't acknowledge them. Whereas like like when I have my ups and downs, she just really throws them in my face and stuff like that. But it's like, what I'm trying to say is like, I want to be with her. I want to be with her. Like, it's super fucking hard to be with her though. You know what I mean? Like, I tried to be with her. I gave her a chance after she cheated. I gave her another chance after she cheated again. Then I gave her another chance after this Remi thing where she cheated with Remi again. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I gave her opportunities to try, and this week we're calling each other names a lot and stuff like that. We were like, because like she cheated and stuff like that. Like she was calling me names because of that, and I was calling her names because of that. Like, I mean, so it was really an unhealthy week as far as like relationships go and stuff like that. But like, it was great to like see my daughter and stuff like that. But it was like, ultimately, like today, she tried turning it around on me like it was my fault when it was her who put the dick inside of her and all that stuff like that. Which, I mean, like, Rami, kill yourself, you fucking piece of shit. But it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I tried to lock it down in terms of like, I wanted to raise our family together and be with her and only her. But she doesn't want that, or else she would kind of be more geared towards that. She's more like, she's trying to throw shit in my face, trying to give excuses for her to like leave the relationship or something like that, is like what it feels like. You know what I mean? So like, I wanted to lock it down as far as like relationships go. Like, I wanted her to be my wife and all that stuff, but she's just not that kind of person, I'm starting to realize. Otherwise, like, she wouldn't be all bitchy today in terms of like, oh, like, what do you want and stuff like that, or you being a bitch today and stuff like that. It's like, what the fuck do you mean? Am I being a bitch today? When it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm allowed to be pissed off after like, for like at least a week, for like, if you cheat on me and we get back together, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying not to throw it in your face as much as you can, but, or as much as I can, but it's like, I should be allowed to be just a little bit pissed off, just the fact that she cheated and put another guy inside of her body the same week that I was inside of her body, and like when my cum was inside of her and all that shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, the way I see it though, it's like, she wants to play the victim in all of this for cheating, and that's not gonna fly with me. So, like, instead of locking it down, I'm gonna do a complete 180 and just kind of pretend she doesn't exist anymore, because I'm married to music. That's who I am now. You know what I mean? Like, I still want a wife, and I still want to get married and all that stuff and have a family with somebody who wants that. Like, I would love to raise a family with Barbara right now. Like, hey, Barb, you want to get married? Anytime, baby. Hey, Roxanne, you want to get married? Anytime, baby. Sydney, you want to get married? You had your shot this week. Like, I told you that I wanted to marry you, and I just, like, you cheated on me in the same week that I told you that. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, you're trying to turn it around on me now, but you put another guy's penis in your body, you know what I mean? Like, and that's just not what people do when they want to commit to somebody for like a long-term relationship. So like, from my perspective, you don't want a long-term relationship, and if you did want a long-term relationship, you wouldn't have cheated. So here I am right now. I call this video Mistress Search because check it out. I'm married to music. That's what I do now. That's who I am. Like I'm married to music. In my life, music kind of comes first place. You know what I mean? Like my baby's first place, and then music. You know? So it's like, so I guess music second place. My baby's first, and then music. But it's like, I really wanted to marry her and be with only her, but she's not capable of that one-on-one relationship, which, I mean, that's not a lot of people are, right? Like, it's one of those things where it's like, it's a certain personality type in order to be one-on-one for a long period of time. Like even the people that I've mentioned over the, past videos, like those people who get married and then divorced later, like they give up on each other because they're not those kinds of people, right? Like, if they were those kinds of people, they'd still be together. And like, all I can say is like, for our health, our mental health, as far as like her and I go, like it would be better if we could be together without her cheating, and if we could be together without like calling each other names and stuff like that. But she does it too. Like, she calls me names and stuff too. But when I do it to her, then she's the victim, right? That's how she plays it. She plays it like she's the only victim in this, and she doesn't really acknowledge the fact that she cheated. Like she's like, I don't know, it's just such a bland sorry, but it's not like a real sorry. It's like I did it, and like, you know what I mean, I might do it again later if you fuck up kind of sorry. So it's like, for the better part of our health, I think it's better for us to remain single for, like, in terms of us being together anyway. Like, in terms of Sydney and I being together, like, I wanted to marry her. I wanted to be with just her. But she has proven that she cannot be trusted. So it's like, it's super fucking frustrating, but like, I have to stop talking to her. Because before I fucking was talking to her, before we got back together, and then she cheated again, before that, I was doing just fine, I was doing just fine. Like, I was here doing my music, and that's what I was on earth to do, right? And I'm still on earth to make music. It's just, like, when you're in the middle of making an album, and the person you trust the most in the world cheats on you, it really fucks your head up, you know what I mean? Like, that's what happened to me, and I guess right now I'm looking for a rebound. Like, she's gonna be able to find a rebound easily. I mean, like, there's people like Remi, pieces of shit like Remi, just lining up to like bang whoever the fuck, you know what I mean? Like Remi's a little home wrecking bitch. Like, for real. If he didn't fucking like cheat with her, be an adulterous fucking pig, you know what I mean? Like, our family would be together right now. Our whole family would be together right fucking now if she didn't cheat with Remi, that homewrecker piece of shit. Like, I know it takes two people, but like, Remi could have said, no, he's my friend, right? He's my friend. Or like, he was my friend. Now he's not. Now he's a piece of shit. But I mean, like, he was my friend until he fucking cheated, and I cared about him until he fucking cheated. And my proof that I cared about him was that I jumped off stage that one time, but I only like wrapped my hands near his neck, and I was like, don't you fucking do that ever again, right? And instead of hitting him like I could have, like from jumping off stage and all that, I protected my friend by getting the fuck out of there before I hurt him. That's what I did when we had our little thing there. And like, you know what I mean? Like, he still treats me like the bad guy for that when he belligerently came up on stage when I was in the middle of my set. I had a set planned out from start to finish. and then he's just like, he completely fucked it up. And like at the time, I could see now where I can, like, if I could go back in time, I would do it a certain way, like because like I've learned to be a bit more professional, right? So it's like I would have like did a jam with him in terms of like what happened, but it's like, when I was in the middle of a song, he came up on stage and started banging drums and shit. I was like, dude, get the fuck off stage. I'm fucking trying to do my thing here. And I'm like, he fucked up my song, and then he gave me the finger. So I jumped off stage, leaped at him, and then I fucking wrapped my hands around his fucking collar, and I was like, don't you ever fucking do that again. And I was thinking about hitting him, and I was like, that's not the way. I already jumped off stage and proved my point. So like, instead of hurting him, I protected my friend by not fucking hitting him any more or anything like that. Like I walked out of there, and I thought everything was cool with us, and I thought we were good friends, and I thought he understood that I was protecting him as well. But it was just like, he turned out to be a huge piece of garbage, home-wrecking motherfucking shit. You know what I mean? Like, fuck him, because he ruined our family. And it's fucking horrible. That's what people do. That's how fucking shitty people are. Does he give a fuck that he ruined our family? No, he doesn't. Did he say sorry to me? No, he's a fucking piece of garbage. So it's like, stuck in this world of like this self-righteousness where it's like, I'm trying to be like the good guy, but it's impossible, because I would love for Remi to kill himself right now. That would be my dream come true. I'm just like fantasizing him taking a gun and shooting himself in the fucking head, because the world would be a better place without home-wrecking pieces of shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's all there is to it. But anyways, so Sydney and I, we got back together, and then she cheated with Remi, and then we got back together, and then she cheated again, and then we got back together, and now it's like she's trying to make it so that she's the victim, but it's like, you cheated, and that completely made our relationship avalanche and snowball downhill. So, I mean, I gotta be done with her. That's it. Like, I gotta be done with her, and she's gotta be done with me now. Like, she's clearly done with me if she cheated, right? Like, if she cheated, then like she doesn't want me as much as she says she does. She loves the fact that I'm loyal. You know what I mean? She used me for my loyalty, and that's about it. So I gotta move on from her, and she's got to move on from me, and that's that. We can't be friends, we can't be anything like that. That's not how I roll. Like, I mean, I'll still see my daughter when I can and stuff like that, but it's just like, what I mean? If she wants to play it this way, then it's like, cut it off, right? Bye-bye, see you later. So here I am looking for Mistress Search. You know what I mean? It's a Mistress Search 2021. I live in Selkyrk, Manitoba, and I'm looking for a wife. However, I want you to take this into account. I'm married to music. I'm always going to be making music. That's what I want to do with my life. Like, I did all my paperwork and stuff like that for my ISRCs and like my album cover, my album catalog number, and all that stuff. I have to redo some of the recordings, but my microphone fucking like broke on me because it's like so cold in here. Like, you can't really tell, but it's like my microphone is not working because of that. So I have to figure out a new way to use a different microphone, or I can use the microphone on my camera and all that stuff like that, which I was thinking about doing that. But it's like, okay, but back to the Mistress Search part. Like I'm in Selkyrk, Manitoba, looking for a girlfriend to be with while I make music. I'm looking for someone who's supportive in my making music, and somebody who's supportive in me seeing my children. So, I mean, I'd have to deal with my baby mothers from time to time, and I need her to be supportive of that. You know what I mean? I'm sober. I'm a sober guy. Like, I don't really do pot, and I don't really drink that much. That's like really, like, the last time I drank was like literally at like a party in August. That was like literally the last time I drank, and it's January now. So like, drinking's not really my thing. But like, I've done like every drug known to man, but it's like, I've try it once and that's it. Once and done. You know what I mean? Like, if to my children, if they ever do drugs, I mean, like, don't get addicted to them. You know what I mean? Like, just one and done. That's it. But it's like, if you can, try not to do them at all. But, one and done is a pretty decent rule as far as being a human being and experiencing this human experience that we do have. Because we only have like one life, right? So, I tried a little bit of everything just to have that one life kind of thing, that like full of experiences that I can, go back to and be like, hey, I tried this at that time, don't do that. Or something like that. But yes, here I am in Selkyrk, Manitoba. Like, I'll shave my beard in a bit, maybe. I wonder if I should shave it today. But anyways, like, I'm still working on my album, Win, Fail, Win. I did the cover art, which is completely, like, it's way more satanic looking than I thought. But, like, at least that's how I feel people will see it. Like, I put the eye of God on there because, and I put, like, the pentagram on there because it's, like... Because, I love both. You know what I mean? Like the metaphor of both. I love the metaphor of, like, loving God. And I love the metaphor of loving the devil at the same time. So that's sort of what my album is kind of about. Win, fail, win to a certain degree. And, like, also it's about, like, survival and thriving, right? Like, win, fail, win, right? That's the beauty of life is, like, if you want to win at something, inevitably you gotta fail a bit, and then you gotta win again, and you gotta, like, keep going. Like you gotta win and then fail and then win, right? Like, that's what every entrepreneur has ever told anybody about business and things like that. So, and this is show business, right? This is music business. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life, is play music, and I want to get there by actually making music, and that's the only way to do that, right? Like I know I have to get, like, a steady 9 to 5 so that I can, like, fund my music career while I'm in the position of trying to make it something that I can live off of 100% of the time, you know what I mean? Like, before I, like, basically, I hate this, but it's like, basically I'm looking for a job that I'll quit when I can make a living off of music. And it's like my plan, like, I only need like a year, I believe anyway, to, like, make a living off of music, you know what I mean? Like if I make one album per month, and then that's like, like 150 songs, and if one of those songs makes me a killing, then that's all I really needed, right? Like Norman Greenbaum makes, like, one big hit called Spirit in the Sky, and he lived off of it well for the rest of his life, more or less. You know what I mean? It's a little bit different nowadays with streaming and, like, the fact that people, like, steal 95% of their music, right? That's how it goes, right? Like 5% of the people in the world buy their music from, like, iTunes and all that stuff like that. But it's like, but yeah, as far as that goes, like, I'm married to music, so I am searching for a woman to be with when I'm not, committed to music during the day. I'm looking for a woman to cheat with on music. You know what I mean? Does that make sense to a certain degree? Like, if you're near Selkyrk, Manitoba, around Selkyrk, Manitoba, come hang out. Let's, hook up. We'll fuck. We'll do everything that we're, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I want. I want a real relationship where it's one-on-one and we both respect each other enough to be faithful and loyal to one another. Is that too much to ask? Faithful and loyal to one another? You know what I mean? That's all I really wanted with Sydney, but it's like, she cheated with that piece of garbage Remi, and it's just like, I cannot seem to wrap my head around, like just because he's so fucking, oh my god, he's so fucking gross. Ugh. This, like, fucking, like, meth head piece of shit, you know what I mean? Like, he gets mad at his sister for doing jib, but he used to do jib himself, you know what I mean? So, like, fuck you, dude. It's so fucking gross. But it's like, if that's the person she wants in our daughter's life, then, who am I to judge? You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. And I love her so much, but it's just, she's not worth it. She acts like she's worth it, but she's not worth it if she cheated, right? She's not, like, any guy friend that I have would tell me she's not worth it if she cheats on you. And then any girlfriend that I have is telling me, hey, she's not worth it because she cheated on you. So it's just like, that's the wise thing of it, but she keeps trying to turn it around like it's my fault and she's the victim and stuff like that. And then when she calls me names and then I get fed up and call her names right back, she fucking like keeps turning it around and keeps playing the victim, you know what I mean? Like, just because you remember insults 100 times more than you remember compliments doesn't mean that I never complimented you. You know what I mean? That's how people see the world. But it's like, I'm so frustrated because I've been trying to get this album off the ground and at the same time, like, juggle this relationship and, like, you know, be a good dad and all that stuff like that. And I keep asking Barbara, I'll ask her again, hey Barbara, can I please see our son? Can I please raise our son with you? Can we please co-parent? Please contact me, okay Barbara? I love you, and like seriously, like let me see my boy. Like every day I fucking miss my boy. Every day I miss my boy the way like our boy would go to like my dad's for a weekend and you would miss our boy. Like I miss him like that every fucking day, Barbara. I miss my flesh and blood, you know what I mean? Like we are a family. I mean, like you decided to abandon our family, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like beside that, like let me see my son. Like let me see my baby boy Dre. You know what I mean? Like that's not that hard. That's not that hard. But yeah, I'm okay. So it's 2021. It's January 26th. I was gonna try and release my album today, but I fucked up. I thought I mastered it correctly, right? Mastered it correctly, and it was like there was too much high tone in it, and at the same time, it was just like it was a little bit too jumbled together. So I have to pretty much go back to the drawing board and start things over again. Which is completely frustrating because like I was planning to have it uploaded by Friday, and it's like it's like Tuesday, so I have like 3 days to like re-record these tracks and all that stuff like that. But it's like, you know, like quiet hour for me is around like 10 p.m. Like I play music from like 11 a.m. until like 10 p.m. and then it's like that's it. You know what I mean? Like out of respect for my neighbors and stuff like that. But it's like, you know, like in between that 10 p.m. and that 11 a.m. period, I'm looking for a mistress to get my mind off of music. Does that make sense? So it's like if you're in the area of Selkyrk, Manitoba, or Winnipeg, or like, you know, in Manitoba in general, and you can make it out to Selkyrk and you want to be my girlfriend and at the same time, you know, like acknowledge the fact that I'm married to music, that would be fucking fantastic. And that's what I want right now. That's what I'm asking from the universe right now. Dear God, can I have a girlfriend who loves the fact that I make music, who even makes music with me? That'd be fucking sweet. If I have a girlfriend who makes music with me, that'd be great. Like maybe I should fix up my hair and all that stuff like that. You know, maybe I should shave a bit. Like I can, you know, I can polish this up a bit, but it's like, you know, I mean, right now I think I just kind of want to keep the beard going because I've never had it this thick before, but actually, I want it to be a goatee, so I'm gonna shave off the sides. And, you know, people are gonna tell me that I look like Satan with the goatee and stuff like that, which, oh well. But yes, keep an eye out for my album Win Fail Win. Like I'm trying to make a living off of music, so I mean I'm going to have to keep making more music, and that's all there is to it. Like in 2021, it's almost similar as it was back in the day in the Renaissance when all those composers were starting to give her, right? Like it's similar to a certain extent that you got to create like hundreds of tracks and like hope that one picks up. You know what I mean? Like for everybody knows like Ode to Joy, right, by like Beethoven, but I mean like for every Ode to Joy that he has, there's like 10 more Beethoven songs you never heard of. You know what I mean? That's more or less how it goes, right? So the same with like the bands that we have nowadays. You know what I mean? Like even though like I love Stairway to Heaven and rock and roll and like, you know, like Black Dog and all like the Immigrant Song and like, you know, there's so many hits from Led Zeppelin, right? But I mean like for every big hit from Led Zeppelin, there's like, you know, there's like at least like 5 more songs by Led Zeppelin that most people generally haven't really heard about or put up with to a certain degree, right? Like that's as far as, you know, the general population of music listeners go. But anyways, I love having these little therapeutic discussions, you know what I mean? It's like when I make music, it's therapeutic, and when I like vent like this, it's also therapeutic. But at the same time, I keep asking for a girlfriend, like a trustworthy, loyal, faithful girlfriend to be with. And I'm still gonna keep asking, even though it's insane for me to do so, because I've been asking for a girlfriend for like the last year, and like I still haven't been able to find a loyal one and all that stuff like that. So it's like it's frustrating because, like, you know, women mostly just want money is what my perspective has come to. You know what I mean? Like, if you wanted me the way I am right now, you know what I mean, then I would have somebody right now, right? Like I said, I can shave this off and I can get a haircut, and then like things will look different. If you're thinking that shallow look thing right now, you know what I mean? That's easily like treatable. You know what I mean? And then like bam, all brand new, right? But as far as people go, people are so shallow that it's like it pretty much costs money to date a girl. It pretty much costs money to be in a long-term relationship and all that stuff. I mean, like, that's sort of how it goes. You know what I mean? And the more money you have, the more women are around to be your girlfriend. That's usually how it goes, which is just unfortunate. So that's another reason I'm trying to get rich, is so that I can like have a choice in terms of like tonight I would love to fuck a woman and sleep with her in my bed right now, but I don't have that option because I don't have enough money in order to fucking entice somebody to come and be in my life. You know what I mean? Like, I'm what they call the cliche starving musician. I have like, you know, I'm gonna make like some pork chops and potatoes and fucking vegetables today, but it's like tomorrow it's gonna be just like Mr. Noodle. You know what I mean? So it's like ups and downs, right? But okay, so let's call this video Mistress Search 2021. I'm looking for a girlfriend to pretty much dedicate my life to and be with one-on-one, loyally. Like, if you can commit to a one-on-one relationship, I want to be with you. If you can be with one person and not cheat on them, you know what I mean? Like, I'm looking for somebody who's loyal and faithful in terms of like being together with me. You know what I mean? And that, I don't think that's too much to ask. I don't think that's unfair. You know what I mean? Like, if Sydney were loyal and faithful, like we wouldn't have any issues right now. We would be together. You know what I mean? Like, both of us are jealous people, but I mean, like, everybody's jealous to a certain degree. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm looking for a girlfriend, and this is like so frustrating because like I know I probably won't find one from this video, even though like that's my hope, right? It's my hope to find a girlfriend from this video, because I keep putting myself out there like, hey, I'm a human being, somebody come love me. But it's like, you know, it's really impossible to do so when it's like most people are looking for comforts and security and like things. You know, that's money, and at the same time the world's smallest violin, right? So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a pretty average guy, you know, I love music and I love going for walks around the park. Like, I fucking walked the park the other day, my dick's 6 inches, I'm fucking, you know, I'm good to go. So it's like, if you want to date, if you want a real relationship, one-on-one, and you know, like, you want long-term, that's what I'm looking for. So come and give me a call, you know, reach out to me if you're near Selkyrk, Manitoba. You know, you can contact me on my Twitter. You know, come contact me on my Twitter. That's Selkyrk in Selkyrk. That's my Twitter right now. And as soon as I'm done with this album, then, you know, I'm going to create another album. That's the path I've chosen. And it's just like, I understand that I'm going to be this starving artist and stuff like that. Like, I hate the fact that I have no support from my dad. Like, I remember I was telling him that like I had some songs like 2 months ago. I was like, hey Dad, I have these songs. Like, I don't care. I was like, but can you please listen to them? I don't care. It was like, holy shit, you know what I mean? Like, I've never had somebody so unsupportive in terms of like out of all the people that I know that have their dads as, you know, a part of their life and stuff like that, I've never had so like an unsupportive father, you know what I mean? Like, I've never had somebody so unsupportive of like my life choice to be a musician. And it's just, you know what I mean? Like, he's a fucking janitor, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not judging that. That's a noble fucking profession. But it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, don't get mad at me for choosing musician. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, fuck, that's so frustrating. Like I've said before, like, I think I hate my dad. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm such a artist and stuff like that. So it's just like, whenever I feel wrathful, that's why you hear about it, you know, to a certain extent, like that whole like Remi go kill yourself thing. I mean that genuinely from the bottom of my heart for destroying my daughter Cameron's family. Remi, go kill yourself, dude. Like, you're fucking horrible, dude. To do that after I'm your friend, you don't do that to your friend, dude. Go fucking kill yourself. I was like ultimately all that rage though comes from my father, like me hating my father, but at the same time I love my dad because he's my flesh and blood. So it's really confusing because he'll never really understand my perspective of the world to the point where he calls me names behind my back, and it's just, that's who he is, you know, and I can't change that, you know what I mean? Like, but that's how people are. We, you know, like, people play the victim, right? Like, it sounds like I'm playing the victim right now, right? Like that's what people do. People play the victim. Like, they fucking poke the pit bull. They keep poking at the fucking pit bull. Poke, and then bam, the fucking pit bull bites them, and then they blame the pit bull, like, oh, that dog's rabid, that dog's evil, that dog, you know, like, I'm the victim because that dog bit me. It's like, did you fucking poke it? Were you fucking with it? And it's like, yeah, you know what I mean? That's how people are, though. It's just, this is so frustrating because, like, I can't trust anybody, as shown by my friend. Oh, he's not my friend anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like him cheating, that makes him not my friend anymore. Like, and like, you know, I can't trust anybody, and he's just part of that proof. And like, I can't trust anybody. My dad's part of that fucking proof. You know what I mean? Like, every time I tell him I have a dream, he fucking shoots it down. And it's just like, it's such a fucking shitty quality to like have no support whatsoever from the flesh and blood you come from. You know what I mean? Like, in terms of like emotional support. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking brutal. But at the same time, you know what I mean? I'm glad I have a father. Some people don't have a father, but at the same time, I almost wish I didn't, you know what I mean? Just so that, like, you know, like, I would have, you know, like, I'd have more of a, I wouldn't have been bullied as much by, like, at home when I was younger, you know what I mean? Like, if I didn't have my dad to fucking do that to me and stuff like that. But anyways, I love venting like this. This is kind of like my new thing now, because all I have is myself. Like, there's nobody to trust. I have nobody to trust whatsoever. Like, all my friends are dead, and like, they're just not worth trusting anymore. Like, one of my best friends that I used to be in a band, Dead Link, with, you know what I mean? Like, now he like judges me like crazy, and I was just like, why are you judging me so much when we're on the same side, dude? We're both musicians who want to create stuff. Let's create music together, you know what I mean? But it's like, being judged so harshly by people that you used to trust and stuff like that are just, you know, I've been burned so many times by people that are just, I can't trust anybody anymore, you know what I mean? And then when I do trust people, like right now, like, I only hang out with like 10 people in the fucking entire world. So only like 10 people should really truly know me and judge me as a person. But like, I get these people that I don't even fucking hang out with or know. Like, for example, like Rita goes around behind my back calling me names and shit like that, but I haven't seen her in like a decade. I haven't hung out with her in like a decade. In our entire life, we've never had a real conversation. You know what I mean? And she just out like right from the fucking, like, just shoots from the hip or something, just like about my personality when she doesn't know shit about me. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? We never had a conversation for you to fucking go around and tell people that I'm schizophrenic or shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, we've never sat down and had that conversation. She just kind of like, just kind of assumed. Barbara says, and like, Barbara's messed up. You know, everybody's messed up. I'm not just Barbara, not just me. Like, everybody's messed up, and that's like one of the reasons why Rita had to go around and, you know, fucking sullying my name like that. But it's like what I mean is, like, don't fucking judge me, dude. Like, you know, you don't know what the fuck I've been through. You know what I mean? That, like, you know, 8 Mile quote. But it's like, but that's true though. Like, don't judge me, man. You don't fucking know me. And like, I hate that. Like here's what happens. Like, I start seeing this new girl, like this new girlfriend of mine, and then like, she'll tell me that her friends say something about me, and I'll be like, yo, your friends don't know me. You know what I mean? And that's another thing from like 8 Mile that Brittany Murphy and Eminem had, but it's so true about real life though. Every time I have a new girlfriend, she's always like, my friends say you're crazy. It's like, your friends don't know who I am as a person though. Like, I've never talked to your friends in my entire life, so why are they saying they know me? You know what I mean? And like, none of you fucking know me at all. Like any one person watching this thinking that they know me, fuck you, man. Like, you don't know me. Like seriously, have we ever had like a heart-to-heart conversation where I told you I was born and raised, where who my parents were, who my aunties and uncles are, who my grandma is, who my grandfather is? Have I told you stuff like that? Probably not, because I don't let people into my social space that often because of the way I've been burned by people. So it's just all right. This has turned into my therapeutic session, but that's okay. That's okay. I would just like to end this video on a more high note though. It's just like, like, I love music. I love hockey, even though like the COVID kind of slowed it down a bit. The fact that, there's not big, big gatherings to actually watch hockey and stuff like that, even though like, like, I love hockey and like I do love I love space. I know that sounds ridiculous, but like, I love planets, I love astronomy, I love things like that, like astrophysics. I fucking love that stuff. Ripples of gravity and time and space. The fact that we have a magnetic layer fucking that like protects us from being destroyed by the sun, right? Like our magnetic field that protects us from the sun, right? Like I love that stuff, and I love how like the mathematics of the universe, like they add up so perfectly that there's probably got to be a god, or this is a simulation or something like that. Like that's what it feels like. It like, because of like the way the mathematics are, it feels so perfect that it's like, it feels like it's designed by somebody. It's just, and then like, that's what scares me about science. The more I explore science, the more I feel like there might actually be a god. You know what I mean? Like, that's the scary part of it, because like, and at the beginning of your life, you start out with this like fairy tale part where it's like, people tell you that you go to heaven when you die, but it's like ultimately your brain and your mind, your brain and your heart kind of like, when they shut down, you just become material, right? But ultimately, but it's like, but like, people tell you like for the beginning of your life that if you die you go to heaven and all that shit. People tell you, Santa, blah blah blah, all that shit, right? So it's like, but then like, the more you explore science, the more things add up together. The more things like are more like intricately woven together. The more you start seeing that stuff, the more it starts to feel like, hey, there might be something more to the universe than we can actually see in terms of like, higher power and all that shit, which completely trips me out. So I'm agnostic because of science. I'm agnostic because of like, like I don't really believe that, like the heaven thing, but at the same time, like, what if, right? But like, I'm going to keep my mind open about that. But it's like, the more I explore science, the more it makes me want to think that, holy shit, like there might be a god, like holy fuck. You know what I mean? Like God and devil and stuff like that. I love those metaphors, so I treat them as metaphors, but like, I want to keep my mind open just in case at the end of life, like, God's like, hey, I tried to tell you I was real. Like, just in case, so. But yeah, anyways, let's end this on a high note. So my Win Fail Win album will be out next week on February 3rd is what I'm planning, and I hope everything works out to plan. I have to go buy a new microphone tomorrow, and like, I hope everything works out there. I have to do another take, but in the meantime, while I'm waiting for all that and like doing all that, like, I'm looking for a girlfriend to spend some time with in Selkyrk, Manitoba. If that's you, give me a call. You can reach me on my Twitter, Selkyrk in Selkyrk. Selkyrk with a Y, in Selkyrk with an I. And also, like, I want a long-term relationship, like one where we can trust each other to like if I like join the army and become a cook, I want to be able to go away, be an army cook for like a couple of months on tour or whatever, like 6 months on a base, and then come back and then know that you are my woman. You know what I mean? Like whatever happened in that 6 months, whatever, to a certain degree, right? To a certain degree. But like ultimately I want to be able to come back and know that you're my woman and that we're together. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you believe that you can be in a faithful relationship one-on-one, if you believe that you can do that, give me a call. And that's what I'm looking for. You know what I mean? Like any shape or size. Like I'm not picky. You know what I mean? I love skinny girls. I love big girls. So, you know what I mean? As far as like that's my dating history go. Like I go from either or. You know what I mean? So it's like I love women in general, and I want a girlfriend right now, and I want to watch some movies together tonight. You know what I mean? Like we can hang out, watch Caligula the movie with Malcolm McDowell, I believe it is, and like, you know what I mean? It's a pretty intense movie, and we should watch it together. But it's like, you know, if you're looking for a boyfriend, I could be your man. If you're, you know, the right woman who wants that one-on-one relationship, so give me a call. I'm in Selkyrk, Manitoba, and I'm just here to live a life, you know. I'm here to experience life as best as I can and enjoy myself while I make music before I die. And if all I'm remembered for is music, then that's pretty much my goal, right? Like if at the end of my life I have like 1,000 songs, then I'll know that I spent my life wisely for me. You know what I mean? Like not for anybody else. Like my dad would think of that as a waste of life, but it's like, what has he created in terms of he's created buildings and stuff like that are gonna like withstand like, you know, the tests of time and stuff like that. But like, you know, what I mean is like my buildings are the songs that I make and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like it's what I express, like, and that's who I am as a person, right? It's artistic, right? But anyways, like, you know, if you're looking for a relationship one-on-one, give me a call. My name is Darren, but I'm gonna change it to Selkyrk and like really like dive into being Selkyrk, because like I found myself. I'm a musician. I'm married to music, and I'm looking for a mistress to spend time with when I'm not with my wife music. Okay, take care.